Hey fam, it's Coach JV, your top health and mindset coach in the world. Remember, what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. Now, I said it every single day on my podcast and now here on our YouTube channel. And this section here is just me reporting research. And, I talk about manifestation all the time. I talk about the law of attraction, moving into magnetism, how we're attracting everything into our life based on the vibrational field. But I like to bring the things that I'm researching to you so you can understand it from a different perspective. Now, when we hear from doctors like Dr. Joe Dispenza, maybe Dr. Bruce Lipton, or some of the gurus out there, right? Maybe it's hard to digest. So my goal is to make the complex simple. My brain works reverse. It's just the way my brain works. So maybe by me explaining it based on my research and how I see it and tying personal stories to it and personal examples, maybe it'll help you absorb it a little bit better. If not, I'll guide you in the right direction. So do me a huge favor before we kick it off. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and make sure you hit the notification button because we basically have videos coming at you sometimes twice a day now. But we just want to educate you and inform you. We're not worried on algorithms. We're not worried about all the different things that people worry about. What we're worried about is getting you good information. Don't forget, every Tuesday and Thursday, 7:30 a.m. Mountain Time. You got the Kevin Anytime and Coach JV show. That'll be a consistent show where we're self-reflecting. For example, we talked about how I became a millionaire. You got to check that one out. It's a really, really cool video. It will help you with this video right here that we're going to dive deep into. So what these are about is just sharing the research as I come across it. I'm going to show you a brief video clip, and of course, the YouTube channel that posted the video clip, I'm going to make sure I give them credit. It'll be in the description so you can watch the full video. But today we're going to watch most of the video, and throughout the video I will stop it, and I will share personal connections and stories for you so that you can digest it and think about it and see how can this resonate with your life. Now, Dr. Joe Dispenza is a remarkable human being who went through tragedy in his own life in a really bad accident and was told he could never walk again. To be completely open about the story, he shares that he wasn't able to walk again, and he decided to connect his mind and heart together and feel as if it already existed that he was going to be able to walk again. And that took Dr. Joe Dispenza on this path of really breaking down the barriers between religion, spirituality, manifestation, understanding that everything starts with a thought, and that thought actually shapes and molds the physical matter when we think that matter shapes and molds our internal matter. So let's watch the video without further ado. I will stop the video throughout and share my commentary on what Dr. Joe Dispenza is talking about. Without further ado, Dr. Joe Dispenza.
I'm starting to realize how conditioned we are into believing how limited we are. And as you start peeling those layers away and you break through those beliefs, those self-limiting thoughts and emotions, on the other side of that is where the miraculous happens. So you got to be willing to be in that place of discomfort long enough to reorganize order and begin to create more coherence. And then all of a sudden,
I got to stop early. Did you hear what he just said? You got to be willing to go long enough in the discomfort to discover true manifestation. Think about that. A lot of you pick up the book called The Secret. You maybe watch my videos like, JV, I've been thinking about it for a couple days. Nothing's happening. You have to be willing. You're going through a whole cellular change within your body. You are moving from one paradigm to another. Have you ever moved from one house to another before? Is it comfortable? Absolutely not. The fear of the unknown. You got to get people to help you pack. You got to get the moving truck. In Arizona, it's 110 degrees when you're moving. It's uncomfortable. But you have to get uncomfortable to get into the moving truck, to drive to another state, to unpack the boxes, to settle into the new paradigm. So that's one of the number one things you got to think about. Are you willing to go through the discomfort to change the cellular makeup of your body to create a new reality?
you get this recalibration that goes on in the brain and body. And then the extent of that is that the ultimate thing is you start to see feedback in your life, those synchronicities, those coincidences, those opportunities. You're scratching your head going, because your energy is synchronized. Look, I mean, when you have coherence in the brain and heart, you have a laser of energy, and it could read information much better. You're living in stress, and your brain is shifting its attention from one person to another problem, to another thing, to another place to go. Each one of those things, there's an assignment of neurological networks in the brain. So the arousal of the stress hormones drives the brain into this high frequency, and you're trying to control and predict everything in your life. And your brain circuits are firing like a lightning storm in the clouds. When your brain's incoherent, you're incoherent, and you don't have a signal. You don't have a Wi-Fi signal. You're not connected to the field. How could you connect to energy and information if your signal hasn't become orderly? So that when people synchronize their energy into coherence, they can synchronize to a possibility in the future. And the synchronicities that are feedback from the environment are just a reflection of your energy. And that's...
All right, let's pause for just a moment. That was a lot of information to take in, right? So synchronizing with your future, but let's bring it back to a simple state. Have you ever met somebody you fell head over heels in love with them? Time seems to stop. You have these crazy emotions. You go from being depressed to the most excited you've ever been. People see a physiological change in your body. Your skin starts to clear up. You're in love. And then eventually you start finishing each other's sentences. What the heck is happening there? Your heart and mind are in one accord. So you fall in love and you start to enjoy each other's company, you become magnetized together, and then it's so cute. You change, you finish each other's sentences. Oh, I knew you were going to call me. Think about that. You start to synchronize with the heart and mind. It's that simple, warriors. But think about this. We have to do that through physical matter. Through all the things that the world has shown us in the left hemisphere of the brain, facts, figures, numbers, that it's not possible. So you're needing to work through the physical matter to bring it back to center, to have that same type of connection and magnetism as you do when you meet somebody you fall in love with and you're able to complete their sentences. So hopefully that brings it into kind of a clear picture, because that's a relatable thing, right? We've all been there where, oh my God, you finished my sentence. No, we're in high magnetism. I feel your vibration. And because I feel your vibration, I can feel your thoughts, and we connect as a energy. Okay?
The universe saying, follow the breadcrumbs. Do it again. Follow it again. Do it again. And now all of a sudden the person's not waking up in the morning like, oh, I got to meditate now to create my future. They're kind of going like, I'm getting out of bed because I don't want the magic to end, right? They want to sustain that state so that the old reality that they've lived in begins to transform into something new, and because there's no longer a vibrational match with everyone and everything in their past, present reality, there's a vibrational match to their future, and now their future is starting to give them signals. And how you think and how you feel broadcasts an electromagnetic signature that influences every single atom in your life. The thought sends the signal out. Now think about this. And the feeling draws the event back. So you could have the intent that you want wealth, you want health, you want success. That's your intent, that's your thought. But if you're waiting for the experience to happen to feel it, then you're not drawing the experience to you because you're not feeling the emotion, right? So that...
think about that. What's the saying our parents always told us, and most of you tell people? I'll believe it when I see it. For manifestation, you have to see it, feel it, and then it's drawn to you. It's completely counterintuitive to what you ever learned. That's why it feels so uncomfortable. You've been told, I'll believe it when I see it. Hey, I'm going to be a pro basketball player. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm going to start a Warrior Academy. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. But we learned in the Warrior Academy to see it, to feel it as if it already exists, and it becomes magnetized to us. There has been things that are called miracles in the spiritual world that have happened to us, signs, sights, wonders, connections, numbers, people, places, things that have actually come right into our physical reality due to our magnetism and already feeling and knowing and believing that anything is possible and that it already has happened. But there's another powerful thing that he said is, as you move into that next level, there's going to be different players in the game. People are going to fall out of your timeline and new people are going to come in. That's where the uncomfortable resistance comes. This stuff is not easy, because when you're truly starting to manifest, there may be somebody within your life that is not at that vibrational level, and it's going to get really uncomfortable. And what happens is when somebody's not at your vibrational level, it's like somebody trying to pull a balloon down. They're trying to pop the balloon, and they're only doing the best they can with the limited resource they have. There's no reason for you to try to convince them to be like you, because they're having a totally different paradigm experience. And it's not your job in this physical reality to tell them how to live their life. It's your job to become a true vibrational being, go through the discomfort to get to where you want to go, and let those who want to come with you, and let those who want to fall away, fall away. And I'm not supporting divorce or saying you got to leave people, but just let it naturally happen and be a positive, loving being.
Then teaching people, once again, how to balance their thoughts and feelings, because you can enter that cycle either place. Sometimes we do a meditation, we start opening our heart, we start elevating the body's energy, and then those emotions can drive certain thoughts of your future. Other times, you open your awareness, you create brain coherence, you have the vision of your future, you begin to emotionally experience it. However you want to jump on that cycle, and then sustain it, because the longer you're conscious of that energy, the more you're drawing your future to you. So then, most people spend their lives, right? We live in this realm called space-time, three-dimensional reality, and you move your body through space in three-dimensional reality. It takes time. So everything, all your goals, all your dreams, all your visions, you're going to have to get your body up and drag it through space every day to pay off that, that home that's in your future, right? When you create from the field instead of from matter, when there's a vibrational match between your energy.
Let's pause. Did you hear what he just said? I just learned something. That's why it feels so uncomfortable sometimes. You have to get up and drag yourself through the space-time reality we call this world we live in to get to your manifestation goal. That is called the growth gap. You can't avoid this time-space reality that we live in, but you can control the internal vibration within you to attract the things to you. But you have to live in this time-space continuum. You have to, right? You don't have a choice. So that's powerful. I just caught something. That's why some days are worse than others. But you have to make a choice to be consistent with the heart and mind and creating the feeling, because that's how it's going to come faster to you. Do the boring things consistently.
In some potential, and your thoughts and feelings are coherent. Now you are going to begin to collapse time and space, or the experience is going to be drawn to you. Now you're the vortex to your destiny, and now you don't have to go anywhere to get it, because you're not playing by the rules of three-dimensional reality. You're playing by the rules of energy and the quantum. So teaching people how to do this and getting better at it, then all of a sudden they're not forcing and controlling outcomes. In fact, they're trusting and surrendering to outcomes, because they don't want to get in the way. Because the moment you start trying to predict when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen, you're overlaying a known over a place where there should be an unknown. Right?
Boom. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? And people say, who are in religion, say that this is esoteric, it doesn't align with God. What does God say? I feed the birds every single day. What are you worried about? You're forcing something that is not meant to be forced. Once you set the goal, once you feel it already in existence, you trust and let go. That's why 3 times in the morning, I do my manifestation, I let it go. 3 times, 6 times at noon, I do my manifestation, I let it go. 9 times right before bed at 9 o'clock, 3, 6, 9, all multiples of 9, of 3, I let it go. I let the universe, God, whatever you believe in, take it from me. So I can get back into the time-space continuum and be present in every single moment, knowing that the goal is coming to me and I'm not chasing anything. The old JV would chase everything. I'd get the BMW, and guess what? I forced the time-space reality to get the BMW, and the BMW became my identity, and the identity became who I thought I was supposed to be, and then it created this pull away from the true vibrational alignment of what I was supposed to be, and things got really uncomfortable. And then I was right back in the same paradigm of addiction to success. And then I had to leave that time-space continuum to find myself back to breath, back to fasting, back to meditation, back to movement, to understand that everything is happening for me, not to me, and there's nothing to force. Until the foundation is there, nothing will come to you. But the foundation is starting by connecting the heart and mind together.
Right? So teaching people how to do that means we have to lay down the very thing we used our whole life to get what we want for something greater to occur.
Wow. Well, warriors, we got a journey ahead of us, right? But here's the thing. The journey is an absolute beautiful journey. We come here as spiritual beings in this human experience. We develop what we call the five senses that makes things really uncomfortable. But does it have to be that way the rest of your life? Do you have to believe the narrative that the whole world is falling, that the whole sky is falling? Do you know it's happened every 100 years? History repeats itself because humans are conditioned. But you don't have to live within that time-space continuum, facts, figures, and numbers. You can be the creator of your own reality, knowing that your thoughts mixed with heart and the feeling of it, if it already exists, is the power of magnetism. Energy is fleeting. Positive thoughts, negative thoughts. Every time you have a negative thought, it's going to take 3 positive thoughts to counteract that. But what if you started to live a life where you just felt as if it already existed? Being able to get the goosebump feeling. That vibrational energy, as Kev was explaining on our last live, is when you get that goosebump feeling, boom, it's sending this energy out into the universe to attract back to you. So I'm going to encourage you from this day forward to stop worrying and to start feeling. Stop dealing with the actual physical and start dealing with the emotion. And when you take control of the emotion, you start to shape the matter around you. Don't live like everybody else. I've said this a million times on my videos. My brain works backwards. I do the opposite of everybody else. And by doing the opposite of everybody else, I've been able to manifest miracles within my life. But everybody has this power. Watch the video of how I became a millionaire. It was all done through manifestation, through mindset, through meditation, through getting back to breath, and already seeing and feeling it within my heart that it already exists. I love you guys very, very much. If you want to join our private Warrior Academy where we teach mind, body, immunity, and generational wealth building, it's like nothing else in the world. You become part of a program where there's accountability, customer service, and support, and a system that's going to take you through an 18-week program that will radically change your life if you adopt it, and you actually put work into the program. Then go to Instagram, CoachJV_, and DM me the word freedom. It is not a free academy. It is a paid academy. You won't find any information on it. It's a private academy on purpose. We are not looking for everybody. We're looking for the one somebody, and I believe it's you. Warriors, rise.